It's showtime. 11 o'clock on the East Coast. How's everybody going? Doing Scarpad here. Scarpad's Comic Treks. New comic book release day. So I thought I'd pop in here, see if anybody's come up, maybe come on and talk some new comic books. We will see. Today was the first day I went to a comic book store, an LCS, in about 6 months, even before the whole situation we find ourselves in. And today was like the bowels of fucking hell. Holy shit, was it hot? We're talking hot and humid, the two H's. Humid, hot, and hell is what it was. And here I am in my car, which just has the air conditioning broken, trying to find some comic books that I didn't order, and maybe even a couple I did order, because as you may all well know, in a previous video, I discussed how about $80 worth of my books have gone missing. And that's because I was getting them from Discount Comic Book Service. And they have decided to ship the books via FedEx, one of the worst fucking freight companies around. And FedEx has decided that they are going to, 3/4 of the way in, hand off shipment to the post office. So I have a package that is neither here nor there. They don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I know it's late. I don't know if I'm ever getting it. So it's like every book I had for the month, since they started back up again, is in limbo. So when I went out today in the depths of hell, I decided to have a look and maybe grab a couple of the books that are in there. So what I did is grab some variant covers. Figured if they ever do show up, at least I'll have a variant cover. So in a few, I'll show off some of the books that I got and talk about them. But first, let's talk about comic book shops. Well, I border 2 states, Connecticut and Massachusetts. So I have a comic book shop that is a large shop that's in Connecticut, not too far from me, and one that's in Massachusetts, not too far from me. The guy down in Connecticut, no indies. I mean, the guy doesn't order them. He even told me he doesn't order them because he doesn't sell them. He might sell them if he orders them. So I went in there today looking for stuff like that I didn't order, and maybe a couple I did order, but they're gone. Things like 0 Hour, I think it's a 0 Hour, or Year Zero from AWA. I went in looking for stuff like Dead Body. Let's take a look here, because most of the stuff that I was unable to get at my local LCS, I had to get digitally, or I did buy digitally. So yeah, there were things like Dead Body Road, okay, and Year Zero, and what else was there besides Year Zero? Oh, That Texas Blood. I actually did find that. That was the only indie I was able to find that came out this week. I was lucky to even find that. And it happened to be that Dead Body Road now, I guess my understanding is Dead Body Road came out prior to this release. I don't know if the story, I think it was a different story in the vein of something like that. But this is definitely my pick of the week. I thought this book was excellent. I love crime drama type, crime fiction type stuff, and I would say like Undone by Blood, which is kind of like that pulpish crime drama. But this here, Dead Body Road, Bad Blood. I don't know if you can see it. Let's tone that down a little bit. Yeah, Dead Body Road, Bad Blood. What a fantastic book. Justin Jordan, Benjamin Tiesma, Matt Lopes uh, from Image. I love this book. And this character, uh, this girl kicks ass. And I thought her name is Bree. And I thought that the girl in Undone by Blood kicked some serious ass. Bree kicks some serious butt. I mean, when she's about to get torched by a killer here, she just takes it on the guy. And here's the final scene in the book, no spoilers, where she says, "I'm coming." I love this book. This is a fantastic story all the way through. That's going to be kind of a part revenge story. This girl kicks ass. Great book. I recommend this. It's my pick of the week. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hard copy of it. Nothing unusual there. Most of the good indies you can't get in comic book shops. I mean, comic book shop, I can't believe this guy down in Connecticut. He won't even take a chance bringing in one copy of this book. Not even one copy. He has 15 copies of other things just sitting there for past weeks. And not one copy would this guy bring in of this book. It just blows my mind. Just amazing that he wouldn't do it. The other book I'm still enjoying is book Year Zero from AWA. A neat twist on the old zombie story because it's taking place, throughout different scenarios, points in the world. I really enjoy it. I thought it was an excellent book. So another good book from AWA. Also, they came out with Red Border this week. I didn't get that. I'll read that digitally. I kind of enjoyed that last first issue. You see, the problem is a lot of these books that came out now on the second issues, after the whole COVID thing, and you kind of lost track of them because things are coming out all over the place and so slipshod and stuff. But man, was it hot in the hell? I was in my car with no air conditioning, going to these two stores, and literally just to find an indie book, forget it. And really, it didn't even look like they had a lot of books on the shelf. So, all right, the first book I got, of course, Batman Killer Smile. So let's talk about Batman Killer Smile. Jeff Lemire, okay? I read Batman, this is the Batman the Smile Killer, which is kind of an epilogue to Batman Killer Smile. And like Batman Killer Smile, which I thought was an okay book, but I also thought it was kind of stuff I've seen before. And I didn't know if it warranted the black label, and I don't even know if this does. I'm not even sure I like this format. It's too big. I have to get some magazine bags, which I don't even have at the moment, to put this away and store it. And my question is, does it need to be this big? I'll give you an example of why I say that. Normally, in a lot of these modern books that comes out, right, there's very little dialogue. Let's face it. Somebody reading a book from the Golden or Silver Age, they think they're reading a War and Peace because there's so many word bubbles. Oh my God, there's word bubbles, fucking word bubbles. I gotta read fucking words. Are you kidding me? I gotta read words for a story. Okay, you get a little carried away. But when you see stuff like this, okay, these books not that the artwork is bad here. It's different. I don't mind it. It's not my favorite artwork. But look at the fucking word bubbles here. Look at the word. Now, this story doesn't need any more words, okay? But when they're spaced out and sized on a page like this, where only takes you probably about 5 minutes to read this entire book. When you got the pages so big like this and very few word bubbles, I can go through this in no time. And the thing is, the story's okay, but it was kind of, I've seen this before, and the ending was a little anticlimactic. I enjoyed it, but I question why this has to be a DC Black Label, why this has to be $6, and why it has to be in this format. This could have been a $3.99 one shot. I see no reason why it couldn't have been. The other books that come out like this, some of them warrant it, some of them don't. I looked at, like, I didn't buy the question one, but all these, I don't like this format. I wish they would just go back to the regular size books and charge $4 for them. I just don't think you need them to be in this format. But this is an okay story. It's not, the greatest Batman story I've ever read, but it's okay. So that's the first book. So let's look at what I picked up. And I got a stack here, but I think it's mainly because I bought a lot of back issues of shit. And the store I was able to go into, because Massachusetts, they're doing curbside pickup at, the owner. I think he was cleared to open up, but he's not going to. And hey, I don't blame him. I question, a lot of these places opening up so quickly. So he was doing curbside, so I could only ask him for the books, and he handed them to me. Down in Connecticut, I was able to go through some of the back issues, so I grabbed some Batman stuff that, I'm trying to fill in the volume 3 run, okay? But right at the bat, first thing I picked up was issue 6 of Suicide Squad with the variant cover, which is a neat cover with Batman and Harley on this. I'm enjoying this Tom Taylor written Batman Suicide Squad. I haven't bought every one, but if I see a decent cover and I'm enjoying the story, I'm enjoying where this is going. I like this whole new team that kind of gets put together, led by Deadshot, and Deadshot's interaction with Batman in this book is great. And Harley Quinn is even manageable in this book. I enjoy it. I like this. It's a good run. I recommend it. If you can get cheap or buy a few back issues, definitely grab Suicide Squad. It's a decent book. This, I don't know how, I think this is a recent book that came out. It's on the shelf. And what the hell, anytime I can get a book that has a scantily clad babe and an alien on the front cover looking like he's going to just get ready to do something nefarious to said scantily clad babe, I'm picking it up. I don't care what it is. And especially now that, there's not much going on with books. Give me this, give me a cover like that. You're going to get my $3.99. So I picked that up. It was on the shelf. It was actually an independent book in Connecticut. This guy doesn't bring any in. Maybe this is the one book he took a chance on and it didn't sell, so he didn't bring in anything else. Who knows? More than likely, that's the case. But did I mention it was hot in the fucking hell? Holy shit. Hot. All right. Next book. That Texas Blood. This is, I found this, he had 2 copies, and the one in the book in Massachusetts. I wanted this, one of the books I was looking for. This isn't as good as Dead Body Road, which I thought was, as I said, my book of the week. But this wasn't bad. From what I understand, reading the back, this is going to be a movie, and they couldn't get funding for the movie, so they turned it into a comic. And I guess they're going to change it around a little bit to make it fit the comic format a little bit better. It does remind me a lot, as I think Robbie down at Pop Culture Philosopher said, a little bit like Old Country, No Country for Old Men. Similar to that, with maybe a little bit of a supernatural vibe going on too. It's kind of unclear where that's going. but I enjoyed this. It was a decent story. I'd buy number two. As I said, wasn't as good as Dead Body Road, and of course I didn't get that book. I had to read it digitally, but good. It's worth picking up, I think. Let's see. Next, of course, we got two people in here. I'm not sure who's in here because they're not in the chat. Yeah, don't see anybody in the chat at the moment. But hey, whoever you are, thank you for coming in and watching. Batman 92. Batman 92. Funk Comics 814. Hey, how's it going? Funk. Funk, funk, funk. You missed a little bit of my tirade in the beginning, so you're going to have to watch the rewind where I rail against the fucking 1,000-degree heat. Me going out to get these books with no AC and my fine LCSs. So rewind that and you'll get some of that because I had when it's 1,000 fucking degrees and you go into a comic book shop and the guy doesn't stock one fucking independent title because he says he can't sell them. Not a good fucking combination, let me tell you. But I didn't get Batman 92 because Batman 92 is lost in that whole batch of about $80 worth of books that is in limbo. Hey, how's it going, Kenny? Glad to have you drop in. As I mentioned before, I got about $80 worth of books from Discount Comic Book Service that have gone missing because since the things have started back up, because FedEx, the worst fucking shipper in the world, hands off their product now to the United States Postal Service, the second worst fucking shipper in the world, and they've lost my book. So $80 worth of books, including Batman 92 here that I had bought through them, is in limbo. So I picked up a copy of this. I figure if I ever do get those books, I'll get a variant cover anyways, and we'll see what happens. This was okay. Not bad, considering a designer storyline. I did like the issue 93 better, which I picked up, and I got the variant cover, which I thought was kind of cool. Kind of a trans Joker thing going on here. Trans Joker Harley. And this had some cool moments in it, where especially where Batman pulls off the mask on the designer and some good punchline Harley stuff. So an okay book, still continuing an okay run there. I didn't order this from DCBS, and I've heard good things about it. The Green Lantern, Green Arrow, actually Green Lantern 80th anniversary, 100-page spectacular. There all seems to be 100-page spectacular now. And let me tell you something. I bought that Robin 80-page spectacular. That wasn't so fucking spectacular, let me tell you. In fact, it kind of fucking sucked. Now, I haven't read this one yet, but I've heard good things. This has a lot of writers in there I like. Mike Grell's in here with Denny O'Neil. Yeah, this is the 70s. I think this is the 70s variant, which I kind of like that era of Green Lantern. Of course, not only do they have to put out a book that costs $10. Yes, this was $10 fucking dollars. 100-page. Now, keep in mind, they were just putting out 100-page giants for Walmart, which they canceled. Now, granted, those were all new stories. Those only cost $4.99. Now we get a cardstock cover, 100 pages, and it costs $10. And they have these in covers going from the 1940s all the way up to 2020. So however many fucking years, 80 years. That's 80 years, obviously. Fucking 80 years. It says right over here it's 80 years, 80th anniversary. So fucking hot. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But this has some stories in here from Denny O'Neil, who just passed away. Mike Grell, who wrote excellent Green Arrow stories in the 80s. So I got to pick this up. I want to read it. I haven't read it yet, but I heard it's good. Fool me once, shame on me with these $8, $10 things. But I'm going to give them a shot, okay? The other thing I picked up, I didn't get them. This is my lost book, lost pile, is the Joker 80th anniversary. 100-page spectacular! I understand this one's okay too. Once again, another $10 comic. So I paid like close to $20, sans a discount for these two books. I hope they're good. I like both characters, so I gave them a shot. And we shall see. I'm a sucker for covers, so Captain America snapshots. I heard this was okay. It's got an Alex Ross cover, which is nice. And these snapshot books haven't been bad. I bought the one with Submariner and Fantastic Four, and they were okay. So great, especially since Marvel's not really releasing too much. I didn't buy Thor today because Thor's in my lost books. Hopefully I will get those at some point. So Thor should be hopefully coming at some point. We'll see. I heard the Thor 5 isn't supposed to be all that great, but we should see what happens. I picked up a golden oldie, Hulk 197. 25 center. I love my Hulks. And in addition to that, I saw this. Oh man, this is fucking gorgeous. Oh, I thought it was fucking gorgeous. The old box here. Incredible Hulk box. So it's got the artwork and of course the Incredible Hulk at the top. And this was like $10 or $9 or whatever it was, but look at that artwork, man. That's fucking sex. That's fucking Incredible Hulk sex right there. Look at that fucking mouth on that Hulk. Look at that. Don't fucking bite me, Hulk. Don't fucking bite me. Oh, but it's a great box. So I stuck all my Hulk stuff in there. Really nice. And hey, Bubs. How's it going, Bubs? Let me shoot Bubs copy that baby to the clipboard and do a little pasty here. And Bubs, you're welcome to come in if you want and talk. You missed a lot. You'll have to rewind. I did some ranting on my comic book shops. But can somebody fucking tell me what the hell is going on with cardboard? Is cardboard part of the great coronavirus shortage? Is it like toilet paper and fucking cardboard? Because for some reason, these empty cardboard short boxes now, whether you're buying them on Amazon or your local LCS or eBay, have shot up about 4 times. You get like $16 for one box. Are people using them as toilet paper? Are they wiping their asses with their cardboard short box? Are they squatting in the short box to take a fucking dump? I mean, why do they cost $10 fucking dollars for one short box? Now, with that gorgeous, Incredible Hulk artwork on it, okay, you got me. I'm a sucker. But for a blank white short box, you're charging me like $12? I'll put my comics in a fucking pancake box before I do that. Come on. Even the plastic ones have shot up to like $25 for one plastic box to put comics in. It's a mind bender there. So Bubs or anybody that wants to jump in, so yeah, and that's the Hulk with his man thing. I love that man thing. Swamp Thing ripoff, or vice versa. Not sure who ripped off who. So what else did I get here? Let's see. So that was all the new books and the independent books that would be offered by my LCS. I would have bought more if they had them. You know, I would have bought that Dead Body Road if I could have, but I can't. So I bought some Phil books. Batman number 37. I didn't buy these when they came out because, let's face them, a lot of them fucking sucked. A lot of these Tom King books, man, I don't know. But when I can get them cheap in the back issue bin, not a problem. There's another one, Batman. Batman doing something nasty to boost the gold. Looks like he's fucking crabbing him there. What the fuck is he? That's some sick shit. What is Batman doing to boost the gold there? I don't like the whole positioning on that cover. Scary shit. What do you say? My girlfriend gets used paper boxes from her work. They work just as well. Yeah, why not? Especially when the official comics one cost $15. I would use that too. Is a nice cover of Catwoman. It's number 46. Isn't this about the time of the ill-fated marriage issue? So, yeah. Actually, this is a very nice. I like this cover. Number 48. Almost looks like a sketch variant. That I like. That's a nice variant cover. Batman 43. Another pretty nice cover. Gives me kind of a Batman 89 vibe from that cover there. Variant. This cover sucks. That's the A cover, 53. It's horrible. Terrible cover. Number 68. Not bad. A little too dark there. You can't really tell what's going on. Batman's in the shadows. Oh, God. Dark Reunion. It was dark, all right. I think I see somebody coming in, and it's Bubs, baby.
What's going on, Carman?
How's it going?
I can't tell you how much I've missed you.
Yeah, you can tell me.
I just did. That's as much. That's all I got.
Yeah, you missed my rant. I went on about a 20-minute rant. You have to watch on the rewind of my 2 local comic book shops and 1,000-degree heat. I suffered to go out to get my books, and then of course he didn't have any of them. And it's a sad situation when you can't find indie books in any comic book store. It really is. But
absolutely. I got all. What'd you get? Oh, I saw the Wrightson cover, man. I love that Wrightson Hulk cover. That's one of my all-time favorite Hulk covers, and one of my favorite Wrightson covers.
What about the Batman cover there? I got a Batman package. What I get? Well, you have to watch the rewind. Basically, I got Batman the Smile Killer, and I railed against this for about 20 minutes. You'll have to watch the rewind. I don't like these fucking format books.
You don't like the black series, the size?
No, well, size, the fact that it's $5.99, it really is not too much thicker than a normal book. And what I railed against, what I don't like, is that, books from the 60s and 70s, people say are too wordy, It's like reading fucking War and Peace. I can't read a book from the 60s. It's like reading fucking Tolstoy. You want me to read all those word bubbles? I can't do it. Okay. So modern books have, limited vocabulary and limited words to tell the story. That's fine. It's a different era. People are not quite as smart as they used to be. But
probably.
But when you put a book this size with limited word bubbles, a book that only takes 5 minutes to read, anyways, and you blow it up to this size with this kind of artwork,
Yeah.
with very limited words in it. No. This book
Well,
This book could have been a one-shot, $3.99 regular size book. No reason for it to be like that. No.
you think maybe they do that just because they know they have the larger format, so they can fit more of the tiny text in there, and you'll be able to read it, so they think.
I don't know. Maybe they should have made that text all red like they did in the fucking Batman Laugh, so we couldn't read it.
I thought you were going to say the Bible.
No,
well,
for some
they
people,
had
Batman Laughs is the Bible. Let me tell you.
Well, don't I know it? I don't like any of that stuff. They had that guy Justin Birch. He's on Two Brothers Comics. If you ever catch that, they're Babylon on Saturdays or Fridays, or I don't know when the hell it is, but whenever it is, they've got this guy, and he's a letterer, and he's done Marvel and DC books. I think mostly Marvel and maybe some Dynamite. And he's a letterer, and it's all on computers, And I'm not putting him down necessarily. I think he's a pretty decent guy or whatever. That's how he makes his living. But it just seems like the lettering, it's one of the things that drives me crazy about modern books is the lettering. It's impossible to read. And I know I'm getting older and it's harder to read, but it's impossible to read. There's no style to it. There's no art in the lettering, which is funny because that's very contrary to what he says, because he's obviously a letterer, and he's like, oh, well, the right font and how you pick this, how you pick that.
Well, yeah, and he's probably looking at it on a $5,000 workstation that he does his work on,
right,
and it's nice and crisp and sharp and whatnot. But, but put down into a comic book size, when it's red blending into the background,
right.
Whoever approved, not only did they approve that, they redid it in later books. So they must have thought it was a good idea to begin with, because they did it again.
And I'm definitely not knocking him, because for all I know, he makes a point. I don't know which books he's lettered. So maybe his lettering work is better and is more legible. So I'm not knocking him specifically.
A lot of that book when I first read it, I skipped a lot of it. I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
I got the digital, and the only nice thing about digital is you can zoom in on zoom on the words, you can see the thing. But even on the digital, it wasn't easy to read there either. So, and then of course I talked about DC's want for a $10 book.
Yeah, I caught that.
And
and I definitely heard all of your short box shit rant, so you don't have to rehash that for me.
They just canceled the 100-page format that was going to Walmart, right?
Yeah.
Those are $5. These have a current stock and they're $10. And I guess all new stories. So I picked up Joker and the Green Lantern. I've heard good things about those two.
Yeah.
We'll see. But certainly the Robin one wasn't spectacular.
Oh, the Robin one sucked. And the Joker, I haven't read the Joker one or the Green Lantern one, but the Joker one, I couldn't find a single cover I liked. The Green Lantern, I like the Jim Lee cover. I didn't get it, but I did like it. I'm waiting.
This is the Jim Lee cover, isn't it?
No.
No, okay.
The Jim Lee cover has Starfire on it, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Jim Lee. I almost got that one. I ended up getting this one because I like the 70s Green Lantern.
Yeah.
This one, only reason I bought this one, which is the 40s one, is because if I do ever get my comics that are lost in the mail, I bought a different version of this, so I figured
I like that 40s cover. And is that Green Lantern? Is that Kyle Rayner and John Stewart?
No, that's Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
Oh, okay. Is there one that had Kyle Rayner on it?
Yeah, I think one of the newer ones did.
Oh, okay. People keep telling me that
one of the reasons I bought this is because it, one of the stories is from Daniel O'Neill, who just recently passed away, and Mike Grell, who did. I loved their run in the '80s with So, and of course, I bought this because any book that has a scantily clad babe and a hot-looking scantily clad outfit and an alien, I don't care what the hell's in this thing.
That's been out for a while.
Yeah, well, it's probably the one indie the guy bought and it sat on the shelf. So I figured I'd do him. I said, hey, look, I bought you one indie, and it's been sitting on the shelf.
I love that one. I wish you'd got the B cover to that.
This is all you had.
Have you seen the B cover?
No.
I'll show it to you. It's by Bill Magwat or whatever his name is.
You tell me that the B cover is going to be better than a scantily clad babe and an alien?
Yes. I mean, I got both covers, but for the same reasons. But hold on.
You have to sell me on it. You're going to have to sell me on it.
All right.
We'll see.
Planet Comics Volume 3 is what that is.
Yes. My understanding is there's a volume 1 and 2 that goes back to the 40s.
Volume 1 is from the 40s and goes through the 50s, but volume 2 is actually just considered reprints. So you can skip volume 2 completely. And this volume 3, I think, is supposed to be new stories. But I don't know how these bags got so ruined. They're brand new. But anyway, there's the one you got, right? That's cover A.
Yeah.
And then this one is by Bill Magwat or whatever his name is. But it has the rivets, the original rivets, like the planet.
Yeah.
You see it's got scantily clad ladies as well.
That's very Flash Gordon-ish.
And it's got a trifecta of ladies there. That's so I got both because I was excited to get both, you know.
And I got this one here, the Texas Blood.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I saw that at the shop today.
I found the Toy Indie the other guy had. That was it. So
okay.
Like No Country for Old Men. The book that I really like this week, my pick of the week is Dead Body Road. I love that. That was a great read. And
is that a one shot or what is that?
No, it's I think it's a mini, like a 5 or 6. And it's actually a continuation, sort of, kind of another volume of it the guy did previously that I'd never heard of. But it's a good story. It reminds me a little bit of Undone by Blood, but a little different. I liked it, so that's my pick of the week. And of course, I couldn't buy it anywhere because, well, it's an indie.
Right.
So
yeah, good luck with that. So your shop doesn't carry any of that stuff?
The guy down in Connecticut carries none of it because he says it doesn't sell. And the guy in Mass, he carries a little bit of it, but not much. And usually you have to ask him. He only has it hanging in the back room, and you're going to ask him for it. It's not out so you can see it. But, of course, with this whole thing that's going on, he's doing curbside, so he actually brought the books out so you can see them this time, which is a great inducement for actually selling them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Bring it out. Why not?
So
I picked this up at the LCS today.
Oh, yeah. Who drew that?
I don't know. There was a bunch of these. They're like some kind of canvas board. They're not straight. It's like bowed.
Denny, who knows?
No, there's some guy. He said the shop owner said some guy brought a bunch of these in, and they're consigning them. And he was like, just ask for $10. I think the shop gets half of it or something. So I bought that for $10. He had not all, but he had several characters from the animated series, from Batman the Animated Series. But this one I just thought was perfect. He had several others that were okay, and some were pretty good. But this one, I just couldn't leave it behind. For $10, I was sold.
Nice.
Now, where the hell am I supposed to put it? Like, I don't have room for something this big. It's 12 by 9. I mean, my God. I don't know what to do with this. I'm thinking about giving it to my son just so that, because he has more room on his walls than I do. So I was thinking about giving it to him just so that it'd still be somewhere, but I wouldn't have to hold on to it. No, we'll see.
So what else did you pick up besides that?
I'm looking around for it. I picked up that and a Baby Yoda, Black Series Baby Yoda action figure.
I haven't got that. Well, actually, I take that back. I got the big one, the 11-inch one, the stuffed one.
Yeah,
and
I
I got one that I thought was the Black Series one, but it ended up being about the size of a thimble. Did you get that one too?
That is the Black Series one.
Is it real? Oh, okay. Yeah. I ordered that. I thought it was going to be bigger. I said, wow, that's small.
And I've already lost it. I already don't know where the hell I put it.
I kept mine in the box. I knew I wouldn't I'll lose it. But I'm moving, so all my figures, I got the Mandalorian Black. I got that, but I just packed it away. I haven't even taken it out yet. So
I'm holding out for the
I guess
all Beskar version. That's the one I want. I didn't want the one that where he's in the outfit that he wore for one day. I'm waiting for the Beskar version.
Oh, when's that coming out?
I think a couple months probably. I think they just announced it. I was just waiting. I knew they were going to come out with it eventually. I figured they're just trying to sell all the other ones first.
Yeah, Disney was really right on top of this whole merchandising with Baby Yoda.
Yeah. 6 months late, and then they flooded the market with a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be
I feel like I'm blurry. Here, hold it a minute while I finger you. I'm going to have protection, though. Don't worry.
There you go. Well, that's because I just coughed on the screen.
How's that feel?
Yeah, not bad.
Did I get it where it hurts?
Yeah, you wiped it off.
Sorry. It's probably got a big fingerprint in it.
After my excursion in the 1,000-degree heat to the LCSs, I decided that I'm going to go back to mail order.
You're going to get a mail order bride?
I'm gonna get mail order bride, preferably somebody from either Slovenia or Latveria, something like that. I don't know.
Nice. I hear they come with free lederhosen.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be good.
But no, I think if FedEx can get me the books, hopefully I'll go back and order them again. We'll see.
Yeah, that's about right. Well, I noticed that one of the things that my LCS, which I did a video actually from my LCS today. So my LCS is new relatively. It opened up just a couple months before the COVID. So this is like they're reopening.
Great business plan.
Yeah. And but what happened with them is that it seems like every time I go for a specific book, that's the one that they don't have. And I'm not hunting key books by any, just the particular variant that I'm after. It's like that's the one they're sold out of. And plus they do this Tuesday night pre-sale, which is really annoying because I got better things to do than to hawk down Facebook every Tuesday night. So they do this Tuesday night pre-sale. So the books that they get on Tuesday, right, from Diamond, they hold them up and they say, okay, you can buy this tonight and, it'll be here waiting on the shop for you tomorrow, or we'll ship it out on Wednesday or we'll ship it out by the end of Wednesday. So people are buying them from all over the country. And then, I show up on Wednesday during my lunch hour, which is already a couple hours after they've opened. And, most of the good stuff's already gone. So they'll only keep one or two left on the shelves, and then people beat me to those.
I would like to support the local guy more, but it's tough because, when I go through the list every month, I'm looking at if I want a specific cover, I know I'm not going to get that cover. Chances are I'm not going to get it because I pick it. I say, there's 8 covers that come out. I'm not a big cover buyer. For some of the Batman stuff, I'll buy it, but it changes. I might want one guy 1 month and the next cover come out, but the LCS, he's going to buy the A and he's going to buy the B, and that's it. And he buys limited amounts. And I guess I could say, well, always. I don't want you to pull me every cover every month in my box because I want to buy every cover. So it's the way I order stuff. It's just easier to do it online, and especially for indies, because sometimes I don't even. It's tough because now I either have to just take a chance of buying an indie. I'll buy all indies number 1 because you don't know what you're going to want to read or what's going to be good. And if you're going to wait until you go down to the comic shop, he's not going to have it. Or if he did have it, it's going to be gone.
Well, does he not order very much of anything?
He doesn't order any indies. You can pull him in your sub, he'll get them for you. But he orders no indies for the shop.
Oh, I see. That's no good. And I tend to be drawn when I do my pre-orders. I usually don't pick up any indies. I tend to be drawn to Marvel and DC on my pre-orders, and then when I get to the shop, that's when an indie grabs me. I'm like, okay,
Right.
I'm looking through the shop. I see this. This is interesting. I look at the cover because a lot of times, no offense to people who love indies, but some of that interior art is atrocious. Of course, some of the interior art of Marvel is atrocious too, but.
Right.
But I like to open it. I like to look, and to be fair, I usually cheat and go to the back page and see whether it says to be continued or next story. I want to see some element of how much do I have to invest in this. Is it more like a one shot? Is it going to complete a story? Where's it at?
So. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, I mean, the average run now is 1 to 8 issues, 1 to 7, 1 to 6 of most of these things, and it seems like very few books have a killer number 2 issue. They have a great number 1, they have an okay number 2, and then sometimes they either completely suck in number 3 or they come back and number 3 is fantastic.
Right.
So it's you have to commit to either buying the story. It makes it hard. And that's why I like indies. Indies, I either a lot of times now I wait till it comes on Hoopla, or I'll buy or I'll buy it digitally, or wait for the trade.
I didn't even know Hoopla existed until during this COVID stuff. Everyone's talking about using it to get books, and I was like, well, I didn't even know that existed. And then I couldn't go to the you have to sign up at the library.
You have to get a card first.
Yeah, I don't have a library card. In fact, here's another one. So they opened up a brand new library in my county, right, that I live in. They opened up a brand new library. They consolidated. So they closed down. There was 2 towns next to each other in the same county that were both cities. They closed down those 2 city libraries and opened up a county library. And this thing looks like the Library Mahal. Like, it's freaking huge. It's like 3 stories, and I think it's got a jet hangar and a helipad on the roof. This thing looks amazing. And then, of course, COVID, and it never opened the doors. It never opened. It was set to have its grand opening the weekend that they shut it down, everything down. Never opened its doors. So now it's just like they're starting to say, oh, we're about to open and we're working on, painting lines in the floors and all this stuff. Yeah. So I still haven't been able to get a library card.
The nice thing about Hoopla is they not only have trade paperbacks, they actually have individual issues of the comics. They might be a month behind, but that's where I read like Something's Killing the Children. They had the month that they're like a month behind on the issues, but they get them, which is unusual because most of these places that do the comics are usually all graphic novels, trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
And you don't get something as it's coming out. You have to wait 6 months to a year. So Hoopla's nice in the fact that you can get some current stuff up there, like Ice Cream Man and stuff that's current, that may be an issue or 2 back, but is at least current.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that.
The only downside to Hoopla is some of their scans tend to run a little low res.
Are they like PDFs or something?
No, I don't know what they are, but they're like, if you go buy, say you buy a comic from Comixology, their comics are all scanned in HD, the very high res files. Not so much when you get them and download them on Hoopla, but you can't really argue. It's free. They still look okay. They're just not going to look good as something you get off, Comixology or Marvel Unlimited or something like that. But they're readable.
That makes sense.
So a lot of that stuff I do read digitally, like God Country. I never read that. I read that on Hoopla for the first time. So. And actually, with the nature of a lot of these short runs on these indies, I'm finding it's better to wait until this thing's done. Because a lot of these books, like, Basketful of Heads or whatever that wasn't an indie, but it was kind of like an indie. That was one of these things that took a long time to come out. And, you just get kind of bored of waiting for it, and you forget what the hell's happened by the next issue. especially when they stop for 4 months. So now, now I'll just wait for the trade paperback to come out and read it either digitally or buy the trade paperback.
Yeah. And if you're gentle with the trade paperbacks, you can sometimes sell them back to the LCS for a few bucks, and
Yeah,
keep
you
it
can
rolling.
sell on eBay or whatever if you don't want to hold on to them. The only problem now, I'm in such a, especially now I'm moving. I've lived in this house for 25 years, so I got like a dumpster, like a 4-ton dumpster. I cleansed, and even after cleansing, I still got so much crap in this house. It's not funny. I have boxes you can't see, but boxes all around me,
Oh man.
axed, and I've still got more to do.
Are you
And
moving in? Are you moving into your parents' house?
I'm moving with my mom because my mom's like 91 now, so she needs somebody to kind of live with her.
Right.
And so I'm moving in that, and I'm getting the basement. Um, it's partially finished, but I'm getting it totally finished so that I
Yeah.
can, I have like a 70-inch TV and stuff, and that can't fit with my mom's stuff, so that's gonna go down there. I got a lot of radio stuff because I do ham radio stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's gonna go down there, and I got 30 boxes of comics. That's gotta go down there. So I'm getting that finished. They're gonna start working on that soon. So hopefully by the time I move out of here in a month or month and a half, I'll have someplace for my stuff to go. Right now it's kind of in limbo. So that's
So is
why
that
right
what you're shooting
now,
for? About August or so?
what's that?
You're shooting for August?
I was supposed to be out of here July 31st, although they may extend that
Oh.
a little bit. So, but that's why right now I have a love-hate relationship with physical media. I love comics, but they just take up so much friggin' room. Uh, and same thing with Blu-rays and DVDs and 4K stuff. I got a whole wall of I got boxes of like television DVDs and most of the stuff I've ripped and put on a server, so I can actually take a lot of it and just shove it in a closet somewhere. But
Yeah.
it's just it just takes up so much space, and the poor guys who are gonna have to come move all this shit. They're gonna love to be moving my 30 short boxes of comics and my 20 boxes of Blu-rays and DVDs and box sets and shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember when I started listening to digital music. So, but before that, of course, I had a ton of CDs, right? I had this huge CD collection. And I remember the first step was to take them all out of the cases and put them in one of those binders with the
Yeah, I
envelope.
mean that's what
Thing.
I was a DJ for 20 years, so
There you go.
I have I even have a whole suitcase full of 45s and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
And I still buy records. I still buy albums.
Do you?
Uh, I still buy CDs, so I got all those still. It's just
Yeah. That's not good.
yeah, but just something about you learned especially during this pandemic about streaming stuff.
Yeah.
When the internet gets bogged down and the speeds drop and the stuff you're seeing on TV don't look that good anymore, even if it starts off in 4K or HD, by the time
Yeah.
it gets to you, it's down to less than 1080p, and your streaming music gets cut in half. And I like to still have stuff physically. It's still, to
I do
me,
too.
the best way to have it, but it's heavy as shit.
Yeah. It's a space eater. It really is.
And especially comics, man. Short boxes, I did away last year, thank God, with all my long boxes because I had
Back killers. They're back killers, man.
I had them in long boxes. I went to short boxes. They're better, but they still aren't great with 200 things in a short box. So, well, what the hell is going on with cardboard, man? You heard my rant. Why is
I heard you complaining about shitting in cardboard boxes or something like that.
box $12 now? Why? What is
$12
happening?
for a plain short box?
Yeah, go online. I mean, I used to buy them on Amazon, right? I get like 5 boxes for what, $20? So that was like $4 a piece. My LCS was selling them like $4 or $5. eBay had them for $4 or $5. Now everybody has them one box for like $12, $13.
Wow.
It must be a cardboard shortage or something.
Must be. I don't know anything about it. I just picked up one of those cases for graded comics for the first time. I got it in this week, and it's heavier than shit. Like I thought I was going to be able to put it.
A cardboard one or a plastic one?
No, a hard plastic. Here, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I bought one. I bought one of those IDW plastic cases. They're nice, but they're a little too pricey for converting over all of them.
Well, I probably have a short box, a short box plus of graded comics.
You're talking about graded ones, right?
Yeah. I mean, this thing is way heavier than it.
Oh, yeah. It's heavier.
It's just so heavy.
Plus, I almost threw the thing out the window trying to put the thing together, man. There was a couple seconds there where, man, it did not want to go together.
Look at that.
Nice.
That's gotta be a favorite.
Yeah, but now how many non-graded boxes do you have?
0.
Really?
Yeah, everything's in a file cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Everything's in a file cabinet. So technically you could say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 20 short boxes.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of guys do that, but I've never been able to find a cabinet good enough to do it with, You have to just be lucky to find a cabinet that works for you,
Hey, this is pretty easy. I should do this for a video. That's pretty simple. Show off some graded books. That's cool. I like that. Well, I just found another reason why they can charge me $14 for these. Whoa, sorry about that, Scarpad.
Wait a minute. Put that one back up. Nice.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Now, where's the graded Star Trek, gold key Star Treks? Nothing?
Nothing. I got a Turok, though. It was given to me. Hold on.
Gold key Turok?
Yeah, where is it? How do you spell T for Turok? QRST. Here we go.
Is that gold key or Dell?
That's a Dell, I think.
That's Dell. Yeah.
Isn't that the same difference?
No, Dell's a different company.
Yeah, but didn't one buy out the other?
I don't think so. I thought Gold Key bought out Whitman, and Whitman bought out Gold Key, but I didn't think Dell did. Okay. I was looking at a bunch of Dells today at the comic shop. They didn't have anything really too. I love the Gold Keys. I love the Dells. I love those old comics.
I love this one. That's one of my favorite books of all time.
World of Wood?
Yeah. That's a Wally Wood pencils and Dave Stevens inks.
Oh, okay. So what's the oldest book you have?
In my collection?
Well, graded.
Graded? I don't tend to get my Golden Age stuff graded. It's so expensive. Hey, there's Two Gun Pedro. Pew, pew. What's going on, man?
Hey, Pedro. How's it going?
My oldest graded book, probably this one's from 48.
Oh, that's nice.
It's an Exciting Comics. Nice Schomburg cover from 48.
Now, do you have anything? Now, everything that you own graded? Did you purchase it graded, or did you actually send anything down to be graded?
A little of both. I've submitted books to CGC a few times. The only issue that I have with them is that it's so expensive. And I just feel like I'm giving away too much money that I could be spending on getting another book. Right. It's like for of course, Golden Age books cost more, more of my most of my Golden Age books have run me anywhere from $75 to $150, right? That's like a nice little range for Golden Age. So when I think about grading a Golden Age book, it costs more to grade a Golden Age book than it does to grade a modern book with CGC, almost by double. So your Golden Age books, unless you're sending in a really big order, are going to be somewhere around $30 to $35 per book.
Right.
So that means if I'm buying books at $75 to $150, for about every 2 Golden Age books that I get slabbed, I could have bought a third Golden Age book.
Yeah,
That's
and then
hard for me.
the turnaround time kind of stinks too, doesn't it?
Yeah, they say right now it's pretty good, but yes, then you also your book is out of your collection for, anywhere from a month depending on how much you want to
Yeah.
spend to 6 or 9 months depending on how much you don't want to spend.
So the books you buy, the Golden Age, Silver Age books that you buy that you don't send them to be graded, what do you use to store them in? Are you using Mylar, top loaders? What do you use?
Everything in my collection's in Mylar.
Okay, everything.
So, yeah, all 20 short boxes, or what would be 20 short boxes, they're all in Mylar. Everything's in Mylar with 2 standard backing boards, which would be equivalent to a half back. If you ever hear someone say that they put it in a Mylar and a half back, that's just 2 backing boards, the thickness of 2 backing boards.
So what's the difference between doing that and getting like a full back? Isn't a full back just two?
A full back is like 3 backing boards.
Oh, really?
It's a little thicker. It's a little. Now that's my estimation. I don't have any scientific evidence to that effect.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I believe
last year I went through and I rebagged everything.
Yeah.
With, normal, decent polypropylene. There's a lot of books in my collection I would like to go Mylar in. Now, are you doing Silver Age across the board?
I do just because I like everything to kind of match.
Right.
But I mean, I have lots of. That's heavy. See if I can get this thing to focus back a little bit.
Yeah. See, I got stuck. I got stuck with a bunch of standards. I usually buy Silver Age and those new 80th anniversary books. They don't fit in standard. They're too thick.
No.
You gotta have silver for them.
Oh yeah. See if I can get that to go back on. Yeah, it's a big difference when you get to. Really, the silver is all I'm going after. I go silver age bags and boards for everything except my golden age collection, and then that has to have a silver/gold Mylar. But the rest is all in silver.
Yeah, I've been looking with jealousy on eBay because I look like the Hulk, as you saw my Hulk box, the Hulk and probably Iron Man, my 2 favorite characters. I love Silver Age books like Tales from a Star and stuff. But I'm kind of afraid to really make that investment buying from eBay because you don't know a lot of times what you're going to get. So where are you buying most of your Silver Age, Golden Age books from?
I'll buy most of them from like mycomicshop.com.
Yeah, I've looked at that. They have fairly reasonable prices.
Yeah, sometimes you pay a little bit more than you maybe want to, but they have a very easy return policy. So if the book is not as described, because you get a scanned picture of the cover, like a scan of the actual cover, and it's always high res. And then sometimes you even get a scanned picture of the back cover. And unless it's a graded comic, because if you buy a graded comic from them, then the return process is different, less forgiving. But if you buy a raw book from them and something is not as described, then the return process is very easy. One time, it's only happened to me like 2 or 3 times, and I've bought hundreds and hundreds of books from them.
Now, when you're buying books from them, you shoot for? Do you stay within a range of grading? Do you go like I'm only buying books like 4.5 to 6.5? Are the ranges you won't go in?
If it's a major key, you can probably get it cheaper somewhere else. So like if you're looking to buy an ASM 300, let's say, right, just as a random key, right? Say you're looking to buy an ASM 300, you're probably going to pay more for it on mycomicshop.com than you will on eBay.
Yeah, I'd be more looking for, I wouldn't be buying major keys. I'd just be buying a lot of just stuff I like, stories I like, books I like. Now, when you're going, is there a particular type of Mylar bag you buy? Is there something you stick with?
Hold on, let me answer your other question. So when I buy from there, I never go below a 2.0 for a regular book. Now, sometimes the Golden Age books will be missing an interior page or center wrap or something like that, and so that makes it an automatic 0.5. So in that case, the cover may be a 3.0 cover, but it still is rated 0.5. Mm-hmm. And mycomicshop.com tends to harshly grade their books by about half a point. at least. So, or what, a full grade, however you want to look at it. So when I buy from there, I usually buy 2.0 or better because some 1.8 still have writing on them, and not every book has a scan. So if not every book has a scan, and if it has a scan, I'll buy it at any grade. But for the ones that don't have a scan, I don't go below 2.0 because usually it means there'll be a name written on the cover or some kind of ink on the cover that can't be removed, or serious damage to the book. So I stay away from that unless it has a scan. For my Mylars, right now my whole collection is in Max Pro, Max Lights. So
yeah, I bought some regular Max Lights. I thought they were phenomenal. Probably the best bag I've bought from any of the distributors. The only problem is that they're hard to get.
yes.
They're not in stock too often.
Yep.
And then a lot of times when they are, they're way overpriced because people can't get them. So
Right.
I'd love to stay with Max Pros if I could get them, but I can't get them too often.
Right. So what you do is you go to Max Pro's website. Okay, this is what I do. So you go to Max Pro's website, and that connects you to Columbia Hobby, which is really their main distributor. And then you can, when an item is out of stock, you sign up for their email list. And you submit your email address, and then they send you an email alert when it's in stock. And if you don't buy it that day, you will miss out because they sell fast. And other people, I assume, are doing the same thing. So I set myself on the email alert, and then when it comes, I buy 1,000. I just, boom, give me 1,000. I mean, because it's fairly cheap.
Max, that's different than the My Lights 2 that you see. That's a different company, right? My Lights.
Yeah, that's made by eGerber. What happens is that they're not actually, neither of those products are true Mylar. So an actual Mylar is, as you're familiar with, the older type, it's real crinkly and it's, has different properties. These are like Mylar blends.
Right.
They still have all the properties of a Mylar as far as archival goes, and they still have that shine to them, but they're not pure Mylar. They're a blended thing.
Yeah, so, I have some old books and some Mylars that were from like the 90s, and these things are so stiff and heavy.
Oh, they're horrible.
They're like unusable almost.
Yeah, they're horrible. So you want the blend. So My Lights are eGerber's version of Mylars, or basically Mylars, and the new version of Mylars. And everybody loves those, but they're about twice or three times the cost of a regular bag. They run almost to $1 a bag. Okay. But the Max Lights that Max Pro sells, which is their proprietary blend, so it's not an exact Mylar either, but it's similar to a My Light. It's a little softer and it's a little thinner, but it's the same thickness, but it's not as rigid. And they run like, when they go on, they usually go on sale, and they're like $6 a bag. So they're cheaper than poly bags. So I buy the crap out of them. I say $6 a bag.
$6 for like how many? 50 or 100?
100.
Yeah.
$6 for 100.
And which ones are those again? Max Pro,
Max Lights. Max Pro, Max Light bags. And they'll say Mylar type bag on them. You'll know what they are. And they go for about $6 a bag. They're usually $9 a bag, which is still cheaper than you can get some polypropylenes for. And then usually when they're finally available, they'll be on sale for like $6 if you buy in bulk. So I just say, hey, give me, I usually buy them at 1,000 a time. So that's 1,000, 10 bags. I end up spending like, I don't know, $120 or something like that, and just get as many as I can get. And then I keep them in the garage waiting to be used. So I got boxes of them. So that way, when I sell a book, I don't have to take it out. I just sell it with the Mylar and let it go. Even my lower end books, my dollar books that I've got, when I sell them, all my books sell in Mylars and they're kept in Mylars, and I just let them go. The other nice thing about
you're putting two boards in the bag, in silver bag, and they fit with no problem with two boards in it.
Oh yeah, you could put like 4 boards in there and it would still fit. They have plenty of play in them. Now, when they first came out, a couple of years back, they were having cut problems and they were too tight. And you could barely fit a board in there. And sometimes you'd have to use like a current board in a silver bag. It was all jacked up. But they've actually overcompensated, in my opinion. They've made them a little too big because there's a little bit of play in there. So I got to put a second board in there. Now, I don't do it for all my books, but for my special books, hey, Comics on the Mind, what's going on?
Hey,
so
comic.
for my bigger books, I put for my better books, my more expensive books, I put 2 backing boards in there to keep them nice and rigid.
Yeah, I'll have to go and see if I can. As I said, I was initially going to change over everything to those, but then it would just almost impossible.
Yeah, they're never available. They're never available. And I've talked to the company before. I've sent emails. Comics with Bueller is a representative of theirs. Yeah. He's got a not a representative, but he's got an affiliate with them. So you would think that would be enough, but it's not. They just can't keep them in stock. They're a small company. Yeah. They make them, they sell out, and then it takes a while to get all the stuff in stock. And I guess right now a lot of that stuff is coming from China, the plastics and things.
Right, so exactly.
Even harder to get right now. But I'm telling you, put yourself on the email list, and wait. And as soon as it comes, be ready. Just spend the money and buy as many as you can afford to get, and then store them.
That's the thing, is just taking the plunge,
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's cool. So what? Somebody said I heard on one of the other channels, but I don't know how true this is. That next week there's no books coming out from either Marvel or DC.
I had heard that. I don't know if that's the case. It doesn't faze me.
You made a video about books coming out. Maybe it was all indies. I don't know, but and that they would do that. At least DC. I mean, they're sitting on a lot of books that have not released. A lot of the stuff that was supposed to be coming out by this point is just hasn't come out.
Is this a fifth week month? Is there 5 Wednesdays? 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be June. That would be July 1st.
Yeah, I know they pulled that series. There was supposed to be a Man Bat miniseries coming out, and I think that got pulled and rescheduled. They haven't rescheduled it. There's a lot of stuff that got pulled and hasn't been rescheduled. So I don't know why they wouldn't release something.
I got you.
Especially since they've just had so many weeks with nothing. I would think having another week with nothing wouldn't be a good, advantageous thing for them or the shops.
Yeah.
Even Marvel hasn't put out a whole lot of anything. Where they have like 5 books in the shop.
Yeah, they hardly had anything this week. It was pathetic. They had that one shot you picked up and a couple others. They're still letting out those Spider-Woman variants that they were hawking 4 months ago. They still have some of those left to run through. And I think the Black Widow sets are starting to come out too.
They got a warehouse full of those.
Oh my gosh, what a mess. Hey, Scarpad, it's been great talking to you. I've missed you a bunch. Hit me up on Sundays if you're still doing that Sunday show. I feel like I haven't seen it in a while. Let me know when you're going to be on. I'd love to be on with you. But my wife just said she's going to bed. And if you've ever seen my wife, you know that I'm going to follow her. So.
I'll take your word on that.
All right.
Easy guy.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll talk to you later.
Coming in, man.
Bye.
Comics on Mind said, yeah, I heard the same thing. You heard the same thing, what, about his wife? Do tell. All right, well, we're over an hour mark here, so I hope you guys tuned in. Thank you for coming in. Kind of like bullshitting, talking about the stuff that's going on, ragging on the LCSs, ragging on DC. You didn't get to see some of my earlier rant on some of the books I got today. Watch on the rewind. Thanks for stopping in. I'm moving, but I'll try to make some more videos and hopefully get you guys to come in here and do some talking with me sometime. We'll catch you later. Stay cool. Keep reading. Keep trekking. Fuck Picard. You know what I mean? We'll catch you later. Bye all.